So let's talk about this, Tom. Let's talk about this satellite office that
Yep.
you've been, just dropping little.
Sure. Yeah. I have a philosophy that the people create the policies that policymakers implement.
Sure.
And so on the campaign trail, I heard a lot about the fact that the northeast part of my precinct felt neglected. They felt like the county didn't do anything for them. And if you look at my precinct from IH10 as a dividing line, everything north of 10 is twice the population of everything south of 10, like near Elmendorf. It's pretty rural. So they were right. They were frankly right. And so one of the things that we were looking at was the sheriff's substation. And the sheriff actually told me, well, the land cost to buy these 7 acres is about $1 million because it's off of 1604. It's really good frontage. But to buy the whole 52 acres is about $3 million. And I said, well, we could put other resources of the county because the county has been kind of in the background. Nobody really knows what we do, and we need to be more accessible to the people and put our resources closer. So I was able to get the support of Commissioners Court to acquire the 52 acres. And we've got a lot of leverage. University Health System has said that they will pay for half of the land cost.
Wow.
Right? So a $3.4 million purchase goes to $1.7 for the taxpayers. University Health System will put the first Northeast clinic. I looked at the whole. That's one of the things I look at on a macro level. Where are my public safety facilities? Where are my hospitals? So there was nothing in the Northeast. It was 11 to 14 miles before there was a university health clinic. You pay taxes on your tax bill for the university system anyway. Yeah, you see it. Mm-hmm. But there was no clinic there. So they're going to do an urgent and family care clinic. They're talking about doing some pediatric stuff there too. But then I got another point of leverage. We found out that we were renting the Justice of the Peace and the Constable's office at the tune of $500,000 a year. So when we build a permanent facility, we will save taxpayers $500,000 a year. Not only that, Precinct 4 has the largest number of DWIs in the whole county. So we will have a Center for Healthcare Services, which is our mental health care service, and we will have treatment and all those kinds of things. So we'll have the sheriff's deputies, the constables. We'll have all of the functions of the county government that I talked about, from veterans benefits to the tax assessor to the county clerk or the district clerk. That's where you go to get your divorce papers if your husband or wife doesn't clean up their dirty laundry. But anyway, and on another positive note, the great thing is those governmental entities are going to pay the county for those pads. So a $5 million Center for Healthcare Service spot will be partly paid for. So we're really leveraging a lot of dollars. And guess what? We're doing something that the county has never done before. I'm a business guy, so I thought about how valuable that frontage is. Yeah. Right next to Randolph.
So where is it exactly? Tell me demographically.
Rocket Lane.
I know exactly what that is. Okay.
Right, you can see the D.W. Rutledge Stadium of Judson and 1604. And so the Randolph landing strip is kind of behind us, and then you've got Boysville across from us.
Right.
And so it's all just rural land, and we want to protect the mission. That's one of the things I've been working on. Protect that mission. And one of the things that we'll have is retail. A lot of the residents complain to me that they don't have nice restaurants, to sit-down places. I've got market studies from the city of Calvert that show that there's a lot of retail power. A lot of people don't realize that Randolph is the 6th largest employer in our county. $1.3 billion impact. And there's hardly any strong retail out in that area. We do see in Live Oak the booming that's happening where the old Live Oak Civic Center was.
Sure.
We see that boom starting to happen, and so we know there's a market that's untapped. Right? So we're going to sell private pads for the first time in the county, and hopefully by the time all of this leverage is done, I will have gotten a positive return on the $3.4 million. I will be able to say we recouped more than $3.4 million for just the land. Not to mention the services that we're going to provide. And then I did mention that the city of Calvert, they've got some bond money for a library. So we have this bibliotech thing that you may have heard about, all pads and electronic and computer library. The bibliotech will allow job training in the technology
So they're not going to have the Dewey Decimal System there?
I've long forgotten about the cards at the library, but we've got it all electronic. And right now I'm working on both a cyber tech initiative and then looking at the top 5 jobs in technology, because we are in an information technology age. And so we really want to open up that, because if we don't, we will be left behind.
For sure.
I've spent a month studying business in India with the Rotary Foundation, and every kid in India, you ask them in the schools, what do you want to do? They're all engineer, doctor, and I believe them, because those young people have seen how by becoming those professions, they actually change their whole family's lives. We sometimes take education for granted in America, and that's why I'm excited to work with the Judson Independent School District on this natatorium. So one of the things that I can't guarantee it yet, but we're going to work real hard. We'd like to get a $12 million natatorium for regional swimming competitions to be at the 52-acre campus, and the 52-acre campus will also have the county's first Veterans Park.
That's what I want to hear.
We're very excited about the Veterans Park.
Tell me a little bit more about the Veterans Park.
Well, Cibolo, which is in my precinct, has the most veterans in all of the region.
Sure.
And, of course, Cibolo is split between Guadalupe and Bexar County.
Oh, I know.
But we are excited to service our men and women. Of course, with a lot of the, Fort Sam is the largest economic development project in the history of San Antonio. We have it's 2.5 times the economic impact of Toyota.
Wow.
So we have a whole lot of veterans. We're the second largest veteran community in the state of Texas. And, the way we want to parkscape the 52 acres is such that people will be able to walk the retail, the park, the office space, our folks from the sheriff's department, will have a little recreation. We may have some on the retail side, what I call ancillary medical, so maybe a physical therapist or what have you, and we can integrate the parkscape with exercise equipment and things of that nature. But we'd like to raise money for statues and do something really nice, maybe with the water in the natatorium for the Veterans Park. So we've got some engineering, architecture, and envisioning to do, but it's going to be a real place that people will be very proud of.